Something's wrong with your fish? Go to the forum, ask the question. You get a question back. What are your water parameters? Well, you check your water with this when they ask that, which is the API Freshwater Master Test Kit, or maybe it's this one, which is the older version of that. Is it accurate? Well, you know what? I'm going to test it out. Hello, welcome to Aquarium Thoughts. I'm Dave. Recently, I've been watching Ben Ochart's channel. He's the guy with the cichlids, Ben O'Cichlids. Well, I'm sure he probably keeps other fish too, but he's been doing some videos on testing his water. He basically showed the Seafert water test kit, and he compared it with other test kits out there, like the API Master Kit. And what happened was he got a variety of different answers when he tested his water, which got me to think, okay, well, you know what? There has to be a way to test this. So let's go ahead and test this. This also gives me a good chance to show you how I actually been testing my water recently, which is a new item that I purchased during Reefapalooza back in 2019. Of course, you could watch the video on that in the upper right hand corner or in the link below. But what I got was an electronic device. It's all done electronically. You'd still need reactants. That's still part of the equation. But instead of relying on this wonderful color chart, I don't know, what is 20, what's 40? What's no, let me put it this way. But what's 10 and 20? What's 40 and 80? I can never read this chart. I can't tell between 10 and 20 and 40 and 80 on this chart. It's useless. So you're doing the test, you end up guessing. So what I decided to do when I was walking around Reefapalooza, I came across a booth which was selling one of these guys, which is a smart digital water testing kit. This is made by, who makes it? It's from sensafe.com. It's a Zect iDip. It's a smart photometer system. Basically what you do is you put water in a device, you put reactants in it, you close the lid, and you let the device decide, okay, what color orange it is, or what color red it is. So that's what this device does. It's a small little device. Basically, it's just this thing right here. It hooks right up to your smartphone and does the test. So I decided to do that. And one thing I've noticed as well, like Ben noticed, is when I was doing this test compared to the API test, it was giving me different readings. So what do you go by? Do you even go by them? I'll get to that answer later on in the video, so you might want to stay until the end on that question. So basically, I eventually just went with this, mainly because it's not my eye deciphering, okay, what shade of orange it is. It's the design. It's basically this device. So basically, what I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to test this out. So I'm going to find out what the API Master Kit tests nitrates on this tank as opposed to what this tests on this tank. Keep in mind, I just recently set this up. It does have a running filter. It has some fish in it now, so I'm not quite sure what the nitrates are going to be, but I'm going to go ahead and find out by doing the tests. So let's do the API Master Kit first. Now, I'm not going to show you how I actually test this, or how to test it with it. There's plenty of videos out there. I even done one personally on how I do mine. I'm just going to go ahead and run the test on this and see what it comes out to be. So let me go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so I got the results from the API Master Test Kit here, and this is the color that it is. I would say that according to the charts, gotta find good light here. See, that's where it comes in, because I'm not quite sure if that matches up more with a. Of course, the camera is not really showing it well when I do this. It could either be a 10 or a 20, which is kind of hard to tell. Personally, I would probably say this is a 10, although some people could say it's a 20. So that's one problem I always have with this test kit. Between 10 and 20 you can't really tell, and also between 40 and 80 it's kind of hard to tell. Although 10 and 20 is probably not that big of a deal. Difference between 40 and 80, that could be more of a larger deal depending on what your opinion is in regards to nitrate testing. I'll get to more of that at the end of the video as well. So let me go ahead and show you this new thing that I purchased a while back, which is the Smart Digital Water Testing Kit, which is using the exact iDip smart photometer system. This one does have Bluetooth, so I connected to my phone. I'm going to have to record this in a different fashion. I'm going to have to use my tablet, so I'm not quite sure on how the video quality is going to be, so hopefully you bear with that. So let me go ahead and open this up and show you what is inside. It does come with this little meter right here, which is the system. This is the actual device. You're gonna put 4 milliliters of water in there, and you put a reactant stick in it, and then it reads it for you. It gives you actually an exact number of what the system says the thing is. And right here I do have the nitrate. This is a nitrate reacting system, which all it is I'm going to pull out the chlorine one just because I don't want to open that one and pull one out. I don't really test for chlorine too much, and plus I have plenty of these, so I can just pull one out and not worry about it because I have plenty on those. Nitrates, I'm starting to run out a little bit, so I need to order some more of those strips. But this is what the reactive strip looks like. This is not a test strip. All this is you have little spotches right there which contain reactants which react to the item that you're testing in the water. So basically you just dip that in the water for a few seconds, and then the machine takes care of the rest. So let me go ahead and basically get this started and show you how I test with this. So let's go ahead and check that out. So now I'm all set to actually do the test on this. I got about 4 milliliters of the tank water from behind me, and I'm ready to go. I have the test strips right here, and I do have the app open. So basically what I'm going to do is I want to do a test. So I'm going to do a test by Bluetooth device, and all I have to do is wait until it connects to it. I know occasionally I might have to have some issues where it connects, where it won't connect. Mainly one reason why is I don't turn it on. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the machine, and then it should see, once I actually scan for it, it should pop up, and there it is. It shows, that is showing a previous nitrate test I did. And that was on my old tank. This is a completely different tank, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. So basically I'm going to choose that device right there, which is what I'm connecting to, and it will connect to it. And then all I have to do is select the test I want to run, which is going to be for a nitrate freshwater. Oops. And I do have to make sure I actually have a connected device, which it turned off. So let's go ahead and turn it back on. I hope I do have enough water for this. Not water, but battery life on my device. So let's go ahead and choose this one. So I just need to connect to this. Disconnecting. So let's go ahead and connect the device. So right now it's connecting, and then all I have to do is wait until it connects, which it has, and then I could begin a test. Which first I'm going to go ahead and select the test I want to do, which is for nitrates. Just going to find it in here, which is the nitrates for freshwater. So I'm going to select that. It's been set now. It's all ready to run. First I need to do is just put this in here. Of course you have to rinse it first, which I've already done. So basically I just need to put the 4 milliliters into here and get ready to test. It should bring it up to the top here. So there we have it. That's all you need to do. One thing you do need to do is calibrate it. So I'm going to put that lid on right there, and I'm going to go ahead and zero this out, and it should be ready to go in a second here. Now it's ready to go. It's all zeroed out. So I'm going to open that up. I'm going to go grab a test strip from here. It's pulling out. This is not a test strip. This is just the reactants. Basically all you need to do is to actually dip it in there. So I'm going to go ahead and start by hitting read, and then basically you're going to dip this in here while it counts down, back and forth, and there you have it. It's nice and easy. It's a nice and easy way to test. This one requires me to do it a little bit after it goes down to 0 when it says 1 or 2. So then I'm just going to put this cap back on, and then it's going to count up or down. It's actually going to count up to whatever 10 minutes is. So I'm going to let that run, and then come back to and show you what the results are. Okay, so the test is still counting up, so this result should be ready shortly. I think it's at 600, so we should see what it reads in about a couple seconds here. And let's see what this device says that this tank is running at. It's going to be 10, 20, less, more, 0, and it's going to come out with a 6. So it does have 6 ppm nitrates according to this, which probably puts it kind of close to what the API was saying, 10, 20. But like I said, it's very hard for me to actually decipher what color that is in terms of the shades. The shades on this, I mean, they're very close, and it's kind of hard to decipher. At least with this, it gives me a nice good number, 6, as opposed to is it a 10, is it a 20? Overall, though, is this device actually worth it? That I don't know. The one thing I do know about this device is it gives me a nice clear number, but for the cost, you're probably better off another route. This was a little pricey at around 200, but if you get a deal on it, great. But it is a very interesting tool and gadget to use. If you have a reef, it might be more worth it with a lot of testing. This does more than just nitrates. You could do nitrites, you could do calcium, you could do KH. There's a whole slew of different tests they could do with this. I would have to actually research more and see actually what tests are out there. But I wouldn't be surprised if you could actually do iron, but don't quote me on that. I would have to actually look into that. Definitely, if you are interested in it, definitely check out sensafe.com. Check it out. Now keep in mind, I am not getting paid for this. I wish I was, but I'm not. It is a nice little unit for me. This is basically what I've been using. Now, in regards to actually relying on these tests to actually make decisions on your tank, that's going to be a personal decision. No matter what test kit you are doing, kind of keep in mind, okay, how is your fish dealing with 40 ppm according to what this might say, or what the API might say, or the Seifert. You're gonna go by those numbers, so you want to be consistent on which test you're actually using. That way you're using the same guidelines to decide, okay, is my tank running perfectly. That's how you just choose how high nitrates you want to go. That's gonna be a personal decision. I found with me when I was running the APIs, my tank would run at like 40, 80, according to what the API was saying, and everything was running fine. The fish were perfect, they're bright and active, and I wasn't seeing any bad results. Although some people might say, okay, it's not an instant result like you might get with nitrites or ammonia. But I found my tank running smoothly with that. One thing to keep in mind, when my API was saying 40 or 80, this was reading at 20. So like BenOChart was showing, different tests were showing different results. I do plan on actually testing this out. I was planning on to it, but figuring actually how to do it was a little more complex than I was really to put the time in right now. Down the road, there's gonna be a part 2 to this where I'm gonna actually do that. I'm actually gonna learn how to actually make a 20 ppm sample and run it through these test kits, 20 ppm, 40 ppm, and see what this comes up with, and see what the API master test kit shows. And I will actually record that and show you how I do the process, give you the sources on how I made the solutions. That way you can replicate the experiment. But that's going to be for a future time, a future video. So that's all I have on this. Definitely check this out if you're interested. Sensafe.com. I'll put the link in the description. This is the exact iDip. Nice thing about the app as well, it does include ways where you can actually save your test, so you can actually keep a running record, rather than using like Google Sheets or whatnot. You can use Google Sheets too to do that, but it's just a nice feature of actually being able to run it in the app. Although if you are doing fish maintenance, this might come in handy for you as well. If you're testing a customer's kit, you can actually save each tank as a different file. Like, so you could put like customer A's tank separate from customer B's, and so on forth and so forth. But that's all I have for this video. So keep researching, keep learning, happy fish keeping, and have a great day. Thank you.